I'm only a little sorry.
Sorry Enough Band.
Sorry Enough.
That's actually not a bad name for a band. Sorry Enough.
Yeah, we considered it.
I did.
It was too apologetic.
No, you fucking did.
It was
You're
too apologetic. We just like, no.
You're like, then we realized we weren't sorry at all, and then we had to describe it.
Absolutely.
We had to describe it.
Absolutely.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fin Invasion podcast. I've got a very special guest. We have got a band that is a up-and-coming band based out of Florida that is breathing new life into the pop punk.
No, that's right. That's right. You got it. Punk pop. That's absolutely right.
Into the pop punk genre with a fresh new twist. Oh no, I stopped typing after that. Sick enough. I had a cute little intro and then I think I accidentally deleted it. I was too busy focused on the rest. Anyways, so you guys introduce yourself by going from left to right. Your name, your age, your role in the band, and your astrological sign, because I'm one of those.
Sorry, repeat it one more time. The name?
Name, age, role in the band,
Got it.
astrological sign, because I'm one of those.
Perfect. Okay, just making sure. All right. So, hi, Eddie Madero. I am 30 years old. I am also the singer and guitarist for the band, and my astrological sign is Libra.
You didn't say your age.
I did.
30.
I said 30.
You're 30?
Yeah.
Woo! Guys,
Yeah.
look at it. I'm a Libra too. What
Nice.
day?
October 12th.
October 8th.
No way. Amazing.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Okay, and then for you?
Yeah, so
Sir?
my name
sorry.
is Jared Cove, and I play bass. I'm 27. I play bass, and I am a Pisces.
No.
February 22nd.
No.
He also
I'm-
plays bass.
Just
important.
I have
to
a
know.
bass here too. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I have it is the best instrument.
Yeah.
It is. It's also kind of. It's easier than guitar in my opinion.
I think it's easier.
But it's sexier and it's fun.
I think it's easier to be okay at bass than it is to be okay at guitar. But
Yeah.
I think it's harder to be really good at bass.
Yeah.
to be
that's-
really. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Wise guy.
It's such a simple instrument that it takes a lot of years of experience to.
And it's easier on the
master.
fingertips. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
Those thick-ass strings.
Except for your right hand. So I'm a righty, so your plucking hand, your strumming hand, because you're using your fingers to play
Right.
bass.
Yeah, and
So
then
you
you
get
put it
callous
right
on
here.
on both hands instead
Right.
of just on one.
What was the first bass riff you learned or taught yourself? Because I taught myself.
That's a
10 bass riffs in one night.
That's
so.
a great question. The first bass riff I learned.
Summer Skin by Death Cab for Cutie. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Let's
that's
hear
a
it.
great one, but
It is a good one.
Mine is even more mainstream. I think.
If you say the less I know, the better, I'm gonna fucking.
Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know that one though.
You
But-
don't know that one?
No, I know it, but I don't know how to play it. Is
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying.
It's an easy
Yeah,
one.
like most people start with that, even in
Mad
guitar.
easy.
I learned. I taught myself. So in the first night, I was teaching myself just ones I liked. These Days by Wallows, Summer Skin by Death Cab for Cutie, The Less I Know the Better, and then the one that there's a meme about it now. Electric Feel by MGMT.
That was one of the funniest things ever, and it's just really sparked a lot of creativity for people. Just see the crazy
I
stuff
know.
that they did.
There was one dude with a piano. He's like, he's doing the SpongeBob music.
I saw one that was like Owl City and some guy a metal dude just going into Owl City as if he's about to give the most gnarly metal scream, but it's
Ready? No, it's little. And then I think I taught myself the two main Arctic Monkeys ones, the less I know, that's Tame Impala.
Right,
Less I
Tame
know, the better. And then, which is actually not as easy as it sounds, but it's the funnest one.
yeah.
And then I did Why Do You Only Call Me When You're High? And then I did what's the main one? The If You Got Color in Your Cheeks, if you get that feeling in your... Do I Want to Know?
Do I want to know?
Thank
Yeah,
you
there you go.
thank you,
That's
self.
a popular one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what was the other one? But no, the little known fact, and I taught myself. This was no tutorial bullshit. This was me just if you fuck around with bass, if you just kind of play around, you're like, oh, I can figure this out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. So bass is fun. Anyways, okay, so the way that I do my podcast, I think you probably heard it if you've listened to the episode. You were listening to it on the way here? You were crash coursing?
Yeah.
No,
You were crash coursing?
No, actually, so maybe for him, but for me, I was listening maybe a week or two ago on the drive back, because since The rest
Then
of the
what
band is
episode?
based
Did you
in-
listen to a solo episode?
I've seen clips of your solo episodes.
Okay. So
Oh,
what
yeah.
were you listening to? You said a week ago. What were you listening to?
The Forum and Steel Crows, I believe, those two.
And you wanted to know what to expect for a band on the podcast.
And a little bit of the comedian that you had as well.
Oh, Michael Good. Oh my
Yeah.
God. We recorded for 3 hours.
Oh,
my
no
God.
kidding. That's
And I was
awesome.
like, I'm splitting this up into 2 because
Cool.
content and because this is so much fucking work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun. Apparently, like, I had a lot of feedback coming back to me from, like, my dad and my friends. People were being like, you interrupted him so much. I'm like, sorry. I was like, too late now. I can't.
Me and Eddie had a similar conversation where
Oh, did you?
I had done an interview separately with a different podcast, and I was telling Eddie, I was like, oh, I think I didn't really let the guy talk a whole lot. I feel like I was kind of taking over, and he was like, no, it's an interview.
Guests are supposed to do
yeah,
that.
it's an
Guests are
interview.
supposed to do that.
That's what he
I'm
said.
the cunt here for, like, fucking, for not. Sorry.
We only serve it here, folks.
It's not very feminist of me. I'll cut that out.
No,
Damn.
claim it.
Okay, so the way that I start, if you listen to the forum, then you probably know the way that I conduct my interviews is I start with like segment 1 is like this rapid fire, just for fun questions to get to know y'all, have some funny funs. Okay, orange juice or apple juice?
Oh, I know my answer real quick.
Yeah.
My answer is actually apple juice, which is sort of
Oh,
it's a
man.
little blasphemous as a Floridian, but I love apple juice. Even like anyone in my family would be able to say that. Oftentimes when we go out to breakfast, I'm asking for apple juice, and I'm a 27-year-old grown ass
Weird.
man.
Orange juice, no
Orange
pulp.
juice, me too.
No
No
pulp.
pulp, exactly. The
Fuck
simple,
pulp.
you know, this is me trying to do like a hand thing where you're supposed to.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the Simple brand. Have you seen that? That's
Yeah.
so good.
Absolutely.
Now we got some F. Mary Kills. I know you heard this if you listen to my
Let's
episode. I
do it.
love F. Mary Kills. Disney, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network.
Wow.
I asked this question for
okay.
everyone because it says a lot about you.
I
It
think
really does.
I know who I kill, and I know I kill Disney because
Same.
I kill Disney, and I'll probably.
Reluctantly, because I love Kim Possible and I
Oh
love...
yeah, reluctantly, definitely. Just quick.
If I could choose, I'd fuck all of them.
If I could go back to the
Marry 'em.
orange, I love orange juice. I just want to put that on the record, okay? I love orange juice, but anyways,
He's just trying to avoid to get canceled by like
Florida.
by orange drinkers,
The orange
or
juice
juice drinkers.
community.
Yeah.
yeah, big OJ.
The OJ community.
But I would kill Disney. I would fuck Nickelodeon, and I would marry Cartoon Network.
I wanted you to say, like, after the O.J. Simpson trials, orange juice didn't taste the same after that. I was like, if it doesn't sip, I must have quit. Like,
Oh no.
oh, that was good.
was
Oh my
good.
God, that was
You
off the cuff.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that was the
continue.
lawyer's
For sure.
backup plan.
Wait, what?
That was the lawyer's backup plan.
Oh, that was the last.
if the glove.
Excuse me, I have this simple, this very free. You seem very, Your Honor, you seem very thirsty. I would like to give you this simple OJ. If you sip, you must acquit.
I love
Oh
that.
my God.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna have to say same actually as yours. So it was marry Cartoon Network, fuck
Yes.
Nickelodeon, and kill Disney.
Finally, and Nickelodeon fucks.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
That's
they're
my
like, when they're
fucking
like,
Nick, yeah.
they're fake curse words like chiz and
Yeah.
like waz and
Or
like.
when the dolphin noises on SpongeBob.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, true.
Crabs is
Crabs is
Yeah, so like a majority of the cartoons that I loved were on Cartoon Network. So it's like I would definitely marry for that.
Like on my arm, you know.
Yeah.
This is a little known. Yeah, people forget how much they loved Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Sorry.
Wait, who-
Can you, I'm sorry, can you do that again?
I had to cut that out.
You didn't do that
was
again.
a demon. That's hot girl shit. For real.
That was very Rick and Morty energy right there. Just
It's like, oh goddamn it, Morty. It's like everybody fuck off. It's like, oh come on, Rick. These are my teenage years. Hey, listen, I gotta go to.
Cartoon Network, Morty.
we need to fuck Nickelodeon.
Yeah, fuck Nickelodeon, Morty. We gotta fuck Nickelodeon.
Listen. I know I had a thing for Miranda Cosgrove, and that's not right of me. But hey, I'm human.
God.
On another planet, she's older than me, Morty. On another planet, she's older than me. On Gazorp.
That is insane. That's like the Dan.
Landing is orb.
Is it Dan Schneider? I mean,
Oh, no.
That's
Like for I gotta
Dan
say,
Schneider.
for a woman, I get like my voice gets insultingly low. Like it really get better. Lock them door and turn the lights down. Like it's like surprises you. Like it's jarring. They're like, oh, you can do like a Rick voice. I'm like, yeah, I can. Anywho, so we went off track. All right, next one is waffle or pancakes.
Eddie, you take this one first.
Wait, is this just like a this or
Just
that?
this or that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Waffles. Definitely waffles.
Good choice.
I'm gonna agree with waffles, and my reasoning
Belgian waffles.
is Belgian waffles are like gourmet type.
Absolutely.
But I like the little like it has a container for the syrup. Like
Where you like dip?
No, just like the little in the waffle itself. You know, like it has these like little
Oh, like little
syrup
holes.
syrup
Yeah.
trap.
Yeah.
Syrup trap.
Yeah, it's we see the commercials
Syrup
with pancakes.
holes.
It just the syrup just
It's
bleh.
absorbing.
It just
into
it just falls
It's
off
quite
of it.
sexual, really.
Yeah.
If you see the way it's
Which I don't.
waffles
yeah.
are whores. Like
Absolutely.
that was a horrible thing to
Yeah.
say.
But I love waffles. So what does that say about me?
I do love waffles. Yeah, what does it say about you?
I don't know. You're the. I don't know. You're the expert here.
You're like, I don't want to be trapped. I literally trapped
We
you.
can find out. I'm sure there's like a BuzzFeed quiz that I answer that question
Oh my
for
God.
you somewhere.
What
Yeah.
your favorite breakfast food says about your sex drive?
Yeah.
Waffles means you're a narcissist. It's just like, oh shit.
What's your toxic trait? And do you like orange juice or apple juice? Okay, so the next one is another F, Marry, Kill about food. F, Marry, Kill. Chipotle, Taco Bell, McDonald's.
Oh.
Yep.
What are we talking about McDonald's?
Yeah.
I'll
You're like, when I'm drunk, I want all of those.
Again, I think I usually find starting with the kill one easiest.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
I am going to kill McDonald's. As a vegan person, there's nothing for me to eat there, not
Mm-hmm.
even the French fries. So I'm going to kill McDonald's.
very
And so
sad.
I'm left with Chipotle and Taco Bell, right?
Yeah.
So I'll fuck Taco Bell and I'll marry Chipotle.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I would fuck Taco Bell and marry Chipotle. I think.
I would probably marry McDonald's. I would
Wow.
fuck Chipotle and I would kill Taco Bell. I know I'm gonna get canceled for that. But
Wrong.
that's okay. Yeah.
Wrong. Yours was correct. Michael Good gave the same answer. I asked him that because he's like, that was the first time I asked that question because that was, pardon me, sorry, very girly.
It's just I never really got like many opportunities to go to Taco Bell because the one that was by my parents' house was always packed to the brim.
Really?
Yeah, like if you waited in line, you would be in line for at least like an hour and a half.
Do you
sometimes.
know why? Do you know why it was packed? Because Taco Bell is
Delicious.
fucking awesome.
Right, but the thing is, and that's the thing.
Fun
yeah,
fact.
yeah, of course. It's like, oh, it's this pack, so it must be good. But at the same time, like, I'm fucking hungry. I'm not gonna wait this long to grab food.
That's why you
Got
gotta.
fast
That's why you gotta
food.
do rapid pickup.
rapid pickup. I order that.
On the app.
Ain't nothing rapid about that pickup in that place. That's for damn sure.
Just gotta wait.
Absolutely
Dude,
not.
Their nacho fries, best thing they ever did. They did get recently, as recent as like 6 months ago, they got rid of one of my favorite menu items called the beefy melt burrito.
Oh, that's
It's gone.
Have you written a letter? Have you tried writing a letter? A strongly
So
letter?
many.
So many.
So many phone
It's getting
calls.
lost in the mail.
Bold writing. I said my podcast will cancel you. I will talk about this.
So follow-up question:
My 140 followers are not gonna be happy.
who did you send the letter to, though?
I
Do
Say-
you think Joe Biden could do it?
I was about to say, like, if you've only done corporate, your next step is your local senator, and then you just go up the chain, and then eventually it's like, oh my god, we gotta do something
They look
about
at it,
this.
they're like, this is way more important than right. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm gonna delete that. Don't worry.
Whoa!
I'm gonna bleep it out. Sorry. When I'm in my safe space, I feel like I can. Which, for the record, let me tell you right now, I know this camera's off. I don't think that it's more important than. I think it's on equal level. No,
I
I'm
think we're
kidding.
I think we're all on the same page. It's a notch below.
By a razor thin margin.
Yeah.
A razor.
But we can agree it's definitely below the list.
pretty sure, yeah, pretty sure it's like extremely more important. Yeah, like, by a long shot.
You're like, but what are people rioting in the streets about, really? Oh my god. Okay, I'm kidding. Anyways, okay. Here we go. This is a fun one. Would you rather be able to pause time or have the power to go back in time? You can only have one.
Wow, that's a really good question.
Great, fun question.
Pause
yeah.
time easily, because going back in time, it's like, you know, the whole idea of like, if you
It's
try
gonna
to
fuck up
change,
the future.
yeah, if you try to change something, you don't really know what the actual like effect of it is.
Yeah, what if JFK didn't get assassinated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's to say? I think that's a good answer. I will also add to it by saying pausing time is very practical.
Yes.
So I'm guessing when we say pausing time, like I pause time, but I can still do stuff.
I can move stuff
Yeah.
around. Everyone stops moving, and I was like, dang, I had to pee so bad. Thank God.
That makes sense, and that's what
But I
I'm.
can like also play games on my phone, like have like a proper pee. Anyways.
That's exactly how I'm imagining it,
Mhm.
and I think that I would take that over going back in time because the past generally sucks, and it
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
the past is a like how far back in history do you? would you-
Before Mac Miller died.
yeah,
Yeah.
true, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Man.
But, like,
R.I.P.
Never getting over it.
But other than like going back in my own like lifetime and like changing, I guess, decisions, which like I can't think of that many decisions I would go back and change. But like other than that, like going back in time is not so great
Yeah.
because then you have to relive it, and
Yeah.
that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like that movie Click.
Yes, one of the worst movies there ever was. But
I
Adam
hated that movie.
Sandler's a fun watch. Is he a bad guy? Did society decide he sucked?
I don't think so. I think. I don't
All
think
right.
so.
What was the actor that? There's so many white male actors that we decided were like
lot.
shitty.
Yeah, a lot of entitled rich celebrity men are horrible people.
Raging
Yeah,
misogynists.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
But yeah, no, I would pause time all the time and then listen to like "We Ain't Never Getting Older" because it's my guilty pleasure and because I'm getting older at a lesser speed than everyone else. Say 26 forever.
So if you pause time, does it also like pause your aging?
Yeah, I guess so.
For that amount of time. And then
Okay.
it's like they won't know, but I'll know.
I mean, for me, the only reason I would do it is just to keep moving my friends' keys around when they're trying to look for it,
Oh, that's
and just to
evil.
keep fucking with them.
That's horrible.
Not even for your own pleasure, just for the pleasure of other people's like inconvenience.
Yeah, it's like, man, where are my keys? And then when
Nothing
they're about to
makes you
find it, I'll
happier?
pause time and move it somewhere else.
Okay, now that you say it like that, it is quite funny.
Yeah.
But you're also a piece of shit.
That's. I mean,
You're also a raging d-bag. Oh my god, that's so funny.
If you had the power, you would definitely do it.
You're just like, look, you
would
asked
definitely
me.
do it.
Like
Yeah,
this is your
I'm just
fault.
I'm simply admitting to what everyone else would probably do with the exact same
But
power.
not to my friends. I would do it to like I would find my worst enemy's car keys and I'd put them somewhere that they'll never find them.
I would just find out if he's cheating. Like,
Yeah,
just kidding.
That's
Anyways.
the tip of the iceberg.
Okay. You're like, okay, well, we're not women. So, no, I'm kidding. All right, here we go.
That's the character development moment. Like that, when you first learn your powers, you mess with your friends, and then when you're like, okay, I know what to do, that's when you like start finding out the truth.
They cheated on me when I specifically asked them not to.
Michael Scott.
And so begins your villain arc from there.
Anyways, would you rather be bald for the rest of your life or have a... Wow, I think I know what you'll answer. Would you rather be bald for the rest of your life or have a 90s boy band Frosted Tips hair dye for the rest of your life?
90s boy band Frosted Tips.
Yeah, of course.
For more reasons than not wanting to be bald.
Yeah, I don't. I like the '90s Frosted Tips look.
You do.
I think it's problematic for my day job, maybe. I think it's definitely more common for lawyers to be bald than it is for them.
No, just wear a hat every fucking day.
Yeah,
But
it's
you,
actually
you can't really wear a hat in court, can you?
It's considered
Just wear like a
impolite.
Lakers
Yeah.
hat, dude. Just yeah,
It's-
you're right. It's not.
Or a wig. You could do a
I'm gonna be
wig.
wearing a
a suit.
A toupee,
That's true,
yeah.
I guess so. I guess actually, you know what?
Or one of those like fancy
could
like
do that.
what hats did they wear in like the 30s or something? Was it just like what did they fucking do? Not like the Pharrell type happy hat.
Well, what I don't know the answer, but what I can say is that a little known fact that attorneys in the United Kingdom in Britain have to wear to this day they have to wear powdered wigs when they're in court. Isn't that hilarious? Men and
That's
women,
not true.
Everybody, it is. I swear it's true.
Says whom?
I
Says him.
I'm telling you, it's
Says whom matters.
I guess the queen.
If I don't hear it from a woman, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
I guess
kidding.
it's the crown that makes that a rule.
I don't always ask this question, but now I'm just so curious of your answer. Would you rather always have Cheeto dust on your fingers on one hand,
Oh.
not both, or never eat cheese again. Oh wait, you're a vegan.
That's easy for me. Yeah.
Never eat.
Yeah.
What's your favorite vegan food? Okay, you can never eat it again, ever.
Yeah, that's tough. That actually is really tough. And honestly, even
On one
cheese,
hand,
there
because
are,
with the guitar, it's like just put on a fucking glove.
there
You know,
are
just
vegan
suck it up.
cheeses too, and I think
Vegan cheese. How about
I
that?
think that's one thing the vegan community kind of sucks at is cheese, to be honest. But
It's hard to replicate
but some-
perfection.
yeah, you're right. Cheese is so great that it's hard to like.
It's
emulate.
the best that there ever is.
But I think that having Cheeto dust hands sounds like a nightmare. So
What if I want to handwrite my songs for once? What if
Just-
I want to do a 1920s cosplay?
or like
Right?
ever wear a white shirt ever in my life? I think I'll have
One
to go.
hand. No, you just have to Michael Jackson it with one glove.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
I'm just saying there's ways around
There's
it.
ways around it, but I'm gonna go with no cheese.
All right, Eddie, what about you?
Me as a non-vegan, I'm in quite a conundrum here.
I love cheese.
Yeah, as do I.
Fucking
As
love
do I.
cheese.
So, oh, man.
Quesadillas,
Yeah,
pizza, motherfucker.
yeah.
Pizzas.
That alone. That alone. Oh man.
You're like, I'm becoming more suicidal the more and more I think about it.
For sure, because the Cheeto dust, I'm like, okay, but like, what hand should I pick? Because if it's like
You
one
can
hand,
choose.
No,
It's one.
there's
You
no
can't-
question.
There's obviously gonna be. You're a righty.
uh-huh.
So you would put the Cheeto dust on your left hand.
Actually, no, because
That's
Bitch.
crazy.
because hear me out.
That's
Because
out of control.
my guitar, because when I'm playing guitar, I don't want to be putting my strings with the Cheeto dust. And wearing a glove while
Glove.
playing that,
Okay, yes, it's
kind of like
difficult.
weird. It's kind of weird. Like if it was with my picking hand, I could definitely wear a glove. So that's
But
like
then how
my
do I
logic.
strum? Oh wait, no, but wait. Are you a finger picking guy or are you a
No, it's guitar.
I
pick.
love finger picking. I'm more of a I like that better than strumming. That's just Autumn's way. which is
I
the
do envy
best
people
thing.
who can do it because I've attempted and
I
failed.
love
horrible
finger
times.
picking.
Well, that's what's cool about bass guitar is that it's
It's always
it's not always
Pretty much.
like for sick enough.
yeah, some douchebags, some pretentious douchebags would be like, I'm gonna play my bass with a pick. Shut up.
I do.
You
play
can't
it-
say pick me without pick.
I do
okay?
play it with
so
a pick, but only for certain genres. And I feel like when I'm playing it in my most like comfortable, like casual jamming at
Natural.
home. Yeah, natural. Like I'll play with my fingers up until the moment I'm like, oh, this song I feel like it kind of necessitates a pick. So with that being
Right.
said, I think your answer is crazy. I think I think that even with your left hand being the one that you're using to navigate the fretboard, and yeah, I get it. It's messy. It's gross. But like, if you're putting Cheeto dust on a hand, it has to be your offhand.
we're forgetting the positives of you can always lick off some Cheetos are delicious.
Yeah, but either hand, I feel like that doesn't make much of a difference.
Anytime you're really hungry, some Cheeto dust.
Yeah.
Cheeto dust is arguably better than the Cheeto itself.
Yeah, but it's also like mixed in with all the germs from just going through day-to-day life.
Yeah, but if you like just redo, maybe just get a napkin and
Like-
then let it regrow.
like imagine like if I have that moment where I'm like, oh, Cheeto dust, and I'm just gonna start like as it's slowly going towards my mouth, I'm gonna think of every doorknob that I touched in the process of that.
or every toilet flusher thing, whatever it's called.
And it's like you
flush
can't
handle.
wash your hands because then you're gonna have soggy Cheeto dust. That's disgusting.
You have to
It
you
dries.
wash your hands, and then what happens is you wash your hands, you dry them off, and then the Cheeto dust quickly but
Regrows.
progressively regrows.
Regrows like a grass.
That's what has to happen.
like a fast grass.
Do you remember? Okay, do you remember the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, like the first one?
Yeah.
And there's like a quick moment where they show like a zoom in of his fingers and like the little like spikes
Exactly.
coming out. I'm imagining that, but like Cheeto dust just
That's
growing.
what it is, yeah.
That's
Exactly.
crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Sounds like you're giving up pizza.
Yeah.
Is
No.
that what you're choosing?
No.
You're-
Yeah. No.
He's like, yeah.
No.
You're like, hold on.
no.
If we're looking at pros and cons and like
Abso-
outweighing.
Absolutely.
So next one. Fuck, marry, kill. This is one of my favorites. I ask it every interview. Sorry. Ketchup, ranch, sour cream. This says a lot about you.
We talked
You've-
about this. We talked about
when you
this.
heard me let's say it in the podcast.
Yeah,
I'm passionate about this question.
Okay, but to be fair, or I mean to compliment, it actually led to a very engaging conversation
Yes,
when we were.
doesn't it?
It does.
Doesn't
Amongst
it?
ourselves, we were like, okay, but like, what is your reason for this and why? And then we're like, okay, I can understand your point.
Yeah.
So I guess
Culture.
Absolutely.
Culture is a big
Absolutely.
part
So
of it.
for me, the answer is I would I would fuck ranch, I would marry ketchup, and I would kill sour cream.
You're marrying ketchup.
It's a safe choice.
It's too safe, and I think that I would also kill sour cream.
Mm-hmm.
But I would marry ranch. And
Yes, marry ranch. Marry ranch.
And I would fuck ketchup because sometimes I fuck with ketchup. Sometimes I want ketchup on French fries. You want ketchup. You don't really want ranch, really, generally speaking.
Unless you love ranch,
which I do.
I've had fries with ranch.
Me too.
Have you
it
had
slaps.
pizza with ranch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slaps even harder.
So hard.
But then you can also have ranch with vegetables. You can do ranch with.
I liked that you said that. That's important to me for obvious reasons.
Because you can't ketchup vegetables. Ew! You want to vomit all over your face? No.
I'll learn to love it.
I used to do something that, in retrospect, I hate that I did this. I used to put I used to get like plain pasta, and I would put ketchup in the pasta.
Ew! What the fuck?
I know. I'm trying to be
butter and salt is what you go with.
I'm trying to be candid about my mistakes. I'm trying to be forthcoming.
You're right, which is why I retract my most recent statement.
He started a recovery program.
I'm being accountable.
Okay. I'm the bitch now. Really? I'm
he's
the problematic one.
He's in step 12 of 21 right now to fix from his ketchup pasta.
12 of 21. That's really good. You're really far into it. That's
Thank you.
beautiful.
I appreciate it.
I'm actually a sponsor, so.
I really love that badge you're wearing about it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is actually Eddie's jacket.
He's also in it too.
It was
Thanks for outing him.
It was the jacket was a gift for reaching step 12.
Yeah.
That's
So,
beautiful.
yeah.
It's 12 is a weirdly specific. I would say maybe like 10. What is it, like the black belt of the...
Listen, don't trivialize our process.
I hands in the air. All right, God damn it.
You know, like the ketchup pasta community is more than likely going to go after you after
Okay,
that
don't
statement.
call
So,
anyone. Like,
yeah. So,
I'm calling the board.
yep.
So I'm gonna watch this now. Thanks.
Pasties, get her.
Pasties?
Yeah.
I love bitch, shut the fuck up. I love pasta. So good. I make my own pasta. Rigatoni's, bitch. Okay, continue.
Yeah, no, that I would marry ranch, fuck ketchup because it does have its place, but I would kill sour cream because
Sour crumb.
Yeah, my friend Glenn says
Might as well be called that.
my friend Glenn says sour cream is a sour crime. Shout out to Glenn. I love you.
Sour crime.
Yeah.
Sour crime. Oh my god. Okay. Macaroni and cheese or spaghetti?
Wow.
I've never asked that before, but I know that's
Wow, that's crazy. I think spaghetti's. Let's make a short pros and cons list.
Yeah.
Spaghetti is a safer option.
Uh-huh.
Macaroni, though, it's tough for spaghetti to.
You can have meatballs with both.
You can.
You can.
I think it's very difficult for spaghetti to ever outdo macaroni and cheese.
Love mac and cheese.
Even though
It's crazy.
spaghetti is more versatile,
Yeah.
I think that I'm going with macaroni and cheese.
I would also go with macaroni and cheese
Yeah,
just because of so many restaurants I've been to that have taken like macaroni and cheese to a huge, like to next level.
Like baked mac and cheese
Yes.
from like Outback Steakhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, like no, and I particularly love like Southern food and like barbecue. So like some place when they have mac and cheese and they just do amazing things with it, I'm just like fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen like barbecue mac and cheese where
Mhm.
There's
like
a lot of ways to mac.
Big
There's a
time.
lot
Yeah.
of ways.
buffalo macaroni and cheese. Like a little bit of
Yes,
buffalo
yes.
sauce.
Mm.
Lobster.
The Baja mac and cheese from my work. The Baja mac and cheese. Oh my god, it was so good. So it had pico de gallo, salsa verde, avocado, and then you would mix it all together, and it was so fucking good. It was like when you looked at the Shut up. Hold on, now I have to show you.
That
They
sounds like it
discontinued
wouldn't work, but like I'm thinking about it, I'm like I can see how it would.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too great on paper, to be quite
Ready,
honest.
ready until you see the fucking picture. Okay, Baja mac
Exhibit
and
A.
cheese.
Watch it be super disgusting. Okay, actually, all right, yeah.
That looks like up my alley for sure.
Yes. Because here's the thing. Pasta tastes good with more than you realize it does. Like, pasta is so fucking great and so versatile. Like, oh god, pasta's so great, dude. I can cry over how much I love pasta.
Do it. Cry right now. Do it. Okay, actually, don't do it. That was gonna get awkward.
That was a really bad.
I was kidding. I'm sorry.
You're like, how toxic of an ex are you? Like, you cry
and
command.
just since the camera isn't really able to capture what just happened,
God damn
as soon as Eddie said "cry right now," you did not skip a beat, and you tried to. You were gonna cry. I was like, I was gonna reel that in real quick. Because we were gonna get tears.
Yeah.
You see my cheeks turn red. You're like, no, no, please. I've changed my mind. Oh, okay. So next, sorry. Now that I was looking at that Baja mac and cheese, I started thinking about salsa verde with some cilantro. Oh my god, it was so good, and then they got rid of it because people didn't know about it. But
Bring it back. You heard her. You heard the lady.
You can still like make it like manually, like if you like type it in, but it should be on the menu.
Yeah, that we need that to be accessible.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, listen, if you're gonna have literal pizzas now, you can have Baja mac and cheese.
Be so fucking for real right now.
Be so fucking for real. Our pizzas are great though. I'm not gonna lie. All right, next up. So we're going from food right to some real shit. Would you rather not know the difference between your dreams and reality, or never have a dream again? Yeah!
Oh, I'd rather never have a dream again. I don't dream much.
But there's a caveat. You can only have nightmares.
Oh.
Oh wow!
You just made this significantly worse. Oh my god.
Once a week.
Oh, that's
Not
tough.
every day, once a week.
Okay, I that's tough because I hate having nightmares. And I hate like the day.
I've been
after.
having some vivid ones.
The next day, like your whole day is ruined. You didn't sleep well. Like
Depends on how bad it is.
I,
Awakens a new kink in you.
yeah. I think
Didn't know I love being choked.
I found
It's like I
Inception.
kidnapped.
I found Inception horrifying.
Particularly hard.
So-
You're like, and not just because I hate Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do the whole like, what if I'm dreaming right now?
I can't either, so it's a very hard choice, but I'm gonna have to say, like, no more dreams. I'll accept the nightmares.
Yeah, and the nightmares will give you good content to write about for music.
No. Yo, you would get good content from not knowing if you're dreaming or living.
That's true, but then I won't know if my creativity is actually being expressed to the real world, which is
Exactly,
scary.
and living in
What
that
if you
constant.
do it in both? You.
You're right. You're right.
But how would you know?
You'll cover
You
your
don't.
dreams.
If
and
you
the-
do both,
But how would you know?
how would you know what?
How would you know?
I don't even think Eddie
You
knows
gotta
what he
stop
means.
gaslighting.
I don't think- yeah, I don't think
You
Eddie
gotta
knows
stop gaslighting.
Would you? Would you?
Dye your hair pink.
Would you?
what he means.
Would you? Would you? Answer now. Would you? Yes or no?
Okay, fuck, marry, kill. Last one, and it's a good segue into music. Fuck, marry, kill. Blink-182, Green Day, Sum 41.
That's a really
Yeah,
one.
it's
That's
a
a
good
really good
question, and I know it hits you guys.
Wow, man, I love all three of those bands.
Of course you do.
I would.
I know I've heard your music. I know you love those bands.
I would probably kill. Oh wow, this. I hate saying this. I would kill Green Day.
Mm-hmm.
I would fuck Blink-182, and I would marry Sum 41.
Wow.
I love Sum 41. I think they're the most like.
Storming through the party like my name is.
I think they're the
hanging out,
most
drinking in the bed.
creative of those three when it comes to like how they write
Arm's
songs.
Length said the same thing. I interviewed a band called Arm's Length. I have 3 tattoos about them. I'm a
Nice.
very big fan.
No way, that's awesome. Hell
Yes.
Can I marry all of them?
No, you can't. It's specific.
That's
No,
illegal.
you see, Eddie, the parameters of the question are specifically to challenge you.
Oh.
And yeah. So I give you 3 options and then 3
Okay.
choices, and then you choose accordingly.
I see. Okay.
See how that works?
Kill all of them.
Have you been to first grade? No, see, because that's also not within the parameters
Uh-huh.
of
the
the
same-
question that I'm for the same reason.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe just do your fucking job.
Would
just
you?
make a goddamn decision.
Would you? Would you?
Pick. See, now because you're being a wise ass, now you have a time limit.
I do.
10.5 seconds.
Okay.
I
Damn.
know the 0.5 isn't worth much, but it's
Okay.
Marry Sum 41. I'd fuck Green Day and I'd kill Blink-182.
You're killing Blink?
Yes.
Wow, that's
It's-
you're brave. You're actually like brave as fuck for that.
I have.
This changes my perception of your band. I gotta erase some questions. You're
Go for
like,
it.
what the fuck?
I wanted to marry all of them for the record.
Okay.
So
Damn. You have no tattoos, you said?
no tattoos.
Virgin. Anyways, okay, so segment 2. Now we're getting into the art and the music and the art. I know that was a quick segue. Thank you guys so much for answering those. Some of the questions are easier. Some of them are like, oh my god, they like question your entire existence.
I would never look at life the same way ever again.
if you had to. Yeah, if you had to commit to any of these things.
Absolutely.
Next. next. Okay. So this is a question I ask everyone.
Uh-huh.
Because I think it's like just very significant. In the most broad of terms, and I think you know a question I'm going to ask, how and when did you fall in love with music? Because I think if you're a musician, you're just in love with music in a way that people who aren't music guys are. So, how and when? Give us the story. Let us into your world.
I would definitely have to say it was when I discovered My Chemical Romance, for sure.
Hence the shirt.
Absolutely, hence the shirt.
So, he's a whore for MCR?
So I really was, actually. Because, so most of middle school and like elementary school, I was just listening to the music that everybody in my very small school thought was
loner.
cool.
Got it.
Yeah, I was like, as the nerdy fat kid, I was just trying to look cool. I genuinely was just trying to be cool. And obviously, like, you know, I was just like, whatever. But
did
then
it work?
It did not.
I'm in a band.
I'm in a band. What does that tell you? So, no.
Now it worked. It worked. It just took 30 years.
Yeah, yeah. Now they're hitting me up for the high school reunion, or the middle school reunion, being like, "Oh my God, love your stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, you bullied me like back then, but let's just pretend that didn't happen." But okay, I didn't go, by the way. Anyway,
For the
so yeah,
record.
I found My Chemical Romance like 7th grade, 8th grade ish, and that like changed my life right then and there. I was kind of into guitar at that point, and then when I found them, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And talk about obsessed. In my 8th grade class for computer class, we had to make a website, and I immediately just made an MCR fan page website. Like, that's how obsessed I was.
Simp.
Absolutely. No shame on that. I was very much a simp. I was like, I tried my hardest to just know every little fun fact about them, and no one cared, but that was fine.
Give me a really quick fun fact right now.
Sure, I will give you a fun fact right now. Let's see. So,
if you have to search for it, you're not a simp.
Okay, so I mean,
Fake simp.
This is very like most people who are fans are gonna be like, well, no shit, but like the song Helena is based off of Gerard Way's and Mikey Way's dead grandmother.
I've just realized that I asked for the fun fact, but I also don't care.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Oh, middle school over again. just in fetal position on the ground.
Did I not tell you that I was a bitch? No, just kidding. Okay, and then for you, when did you fall in love with music?
Yeah. So that's a good question. It's tough to say. I think that in a way it happens sort of gradually. I remember when I got my first instrument, which was a bass guitar, when I was 13.
Nice.
Just like plucking around on it was such a cool.
Did you say plucking around or fucking around?
Plucking. Yeah.
Both.
Yeah,
Correct.
just messing with it and learning how to like create different sounds and like play different songs and stuff like that. I felt like it was a really cool adventure, and it made me fall in love with music, even though there were songs that I loved before. Being able to kind of play them and emulate them on an instrument kind of made me fall in love with the process and see a side of the song that like I didn't understand before. Yeah.
And it makes you notice and tune into certain details that maybe other people aren't noticing. I'm a musician. I know what's up.
No, I think that's exactly right. And those details, that nuance is what is so charming. So I think that like along the lines of learning a new instrument or an instrument for the first time in general kind of opens the door to seeing a different dimension of music, which
makes you more engaged.
Yeah, and I fell in love with that process for sure. So I think I fall in love with music more and more every day.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you in love with songwriting? Are you the main lyricist?
Yeah, just for the most part, yeah, the main songwriter for now.
So this is what I wrote down because I was taking notes when researching your admittedly kind of small discography right now.
Yeah.
You're like, it's not small, it's average.
It's average. I measured yesterday.
Oh my, okay, we went too far. So I wrote, the first thing that I noticed about you was it was a combination of refreshing and familiar at the same time.
Love that.
Which is the musicality and the themes and the vibe of the music, the overall sound is familiar. But one thing that was refreshing to me specifically is that it didn't have what I call the Tom DeLonge effect, which is it didn't have the annoying vocal tone and delivery. Like, you're not like, where are you? And I'm so, like, you'll be like, where are you? And I'm so sorry. Like a normal fucking human being. And so you have a very normal diction in
Thank you.
in your song. You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
So I have more questions about. I'll have more questions that I guess are specific to you, but then ones that are specific to or like that can be applied to both of you.
For sure.
But the first one is. What does your songwriting process usually look like? Like, do you go in blindly? Like, do you have a certain starting point of like what inspires you to sit down and create a song? And a side question to that is, what is the strangest way you've thought of an idea?
Okay.
Yeah, this is a big, broad, open question.
Definitely, yeah. So as far as like the songwriting process goes, I think I usually first kind of like come up with like a chorus idea, either it's the phrase itself or usually it's just the melody.
Lyrics first or melody first? I was just about to ask
melody
that.
First, 100% melody first.
That's
and
the way to get.
like,
That's the earworms.
Yeah,
that's how you get the earworms.
Yeah, if you were to hear some of our demo songs, like typically when I have a melody in my mind, it's usually like I'll do like a quick scratch vocal track and it's just me going bum 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 like just
that's
with
what,
the melody.
The Weeknd does like he does. I think Charlie Puth does that too, where he does like a random like a little melody and then they go back and they like put lyrics in that.
So yeah, like I'm a sucker for a good chorus. So like I really try to.
Everyone's a sucker for a good.
Yeah, but you know there are people who really value like bridges and verses.
Oh
and stuff.
yeah,
like a really good
driver's
bridge.
license, the bridge and driver's license.
Exactly. Yeah, like a good bridge can really be like fuck. Like the chorus is great, but that bridge, it's like it's so good. So
and then you like have to wait the whole song, and then you're like, there it is.
Exactly. And you can't just skip. You can't just go straight to the bridge. You have to get like the full story.
The build up.
Exactly. Because if you do just the bridge, it's like it doesn't hit as hard.
Doesn't hit as hard.
Exactly.
You can't fast forward to the bridge. That's just stupid. Then you look like a fucking idiot, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the songwriting process. What's the strangest way you've thought of an idea, or has it all been easy breezy?
Definitely not.
Cover boy. Sad boy summer.
Definitely not. There are some songs that I've been sitting on, or like song ideas that had been sitting on for like years. Like
I'm the same way.
Yeah. So like to kind of put it in perspective. Our band, even though like we put out our first song in September, the band itself technically started 2018.
You sound like Maddie Healy.
How so?
We've been in a band for 10 years, but like we've only been putting out music like we sort of created this sort of like juxtaposition between these very melancholy visuals and then this very like uplifting, sort of very inspiring like. And then when we sort of like got together as a band, sorry, I was a 1975 fangirl so hard.
That was accurate. That was an accurate impression, I think.
Tell us a fun fact about the 1975.
Well, the 1975, so they used to be called Drive Like I Do. Oh. And then before that, their band name was Big Sleep. And then finally, they settled on the band 1975 because Matty Healy was at a garage sale in his neighborhood, and he found an old book that someone was using as a diary. And at the bottom of every page, when he would date the book, like when he would say what day it was, he would put the 1975 instead of just the actual year. And he's like, it stuck out to me. Like, it was like, he wouldn't say like October 1st, 1975. He would say October 1st, the 1975.
And that's how you give fun facts.
Yeah, I was about to say, the thing is, I was about to say, like, you know, that's so cool, but I actually don't care.
All right, that was a good, hey, that was good.
You're playing checkers, I'm playing chess, let's go!
I deserve that. I didn't fucking know you were doing this mental gymnastics that you were doing against
I'm just thinking like Harry Potter, like, checkmate! Just a sword falling.
Okay.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, so, no, sorry, I don't speak nerd. I don't speak virgin. Oh, great, now you've got me in this accent. This is all your fault.
No, you're stuck. It's like flipping your eyelids. Like, you're stuck.
Yeah, no, no, that's more disgusting than this. Okay. Anyway.
A bit Australian, though. Arnar.
Arnar. Norway.
I gotta say, I nervously drank this bottle of water. Could I run to the restroom?
I have to use the restroom too. Right, the songwriting, that's where I was left off. Okay. So most of your lyrics are very relatable and like very straightforward and like understandable, but I do have a few questions as a songwriter myself.
Go for it.
5 questions to be exact. Okay. 'Cause shooting for the stars is all they preach. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think you hold yourself to a higher standard, to like too high of a standard as a musician?
Absolutely. As I'm sure a lot of musicians do, is just constantly feeling like when it's your art, you're constantly thinking like,
You're not
is it
doing
good
enough.
enough? You're not doing enough. This could be so much better. People are gonna not like it, and you just kind of really establish your self-worth to what your art is, and that can definitely like fuck you up. And especially if something just doesn't do as well as you're hoping for, you again immediately tie it to your self-worth. So it's like, if this is not doing good, then that means I'm a horrible person, or something like that. So
Or that I'm not actually good at what I'm passionate at.
exactly.
Which you're not. No, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, that's literally what most of the lyrics
No,
encompass.
stop! I'm kidding. Don't do this again. Don't make me the bad guy. Oh my god. I'm just kidding. God, you're trying to cancel my podcast while being on it. Okay. Next question. So the only thing that keeps me from self-destruction is my own battle with procrastination.
I love that lyric.
So normally, procrastination would be a self-destructive quality. So how do you think that it is the opposition to your self-destruction?
Because I feel like the way that I function, at least when I was in the mindset that I wasn't writing that song, the song is about being a perfectionist, and
Okay.
when you're a perfectionist, like you kind of just tend to procrastinate things.
Nothing's ever done.
Nothing
when
is
you're
ever
a
done.
Ever.
Right.
You could always go back and change things and be like, now I'm satisfied. Well, wait, no, I'm not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, within the process of doing that, you're like basically fucking yourself up. And so because of that, it's like the procrastination kind of plays into it, but it's also like because of that, it's also messing me up mentally. It's kind of like this weird like play on the
So it's like a
experience.
win-lose kind of, or it's like it has its downsides and its upside. There's a word that I'm looking for. It's a blessing and a curse.
It can be more so
Okay.
curse. It really depends on perspective, but yeah, I think it could be seen both ways. Yeah.
The next one is, and this was the opening line of the song of this particular song.
Oh, boy.
We all know what it is. I had all my chances, but the last one is a cry for help. Okay. That's the opening line, but I don't know what it means, and if I don't figure out what it means, I'm gonna die. So
sure.
tell me.
So yeah, so that's the song "The Way I Am."
Yes.
The whole
Us
point
real
of the
fans
song,
know.
of course, yeah. Everyone is like, "Duh, that's the way I am." So the song itself is talking about like the kind of like the fluctuation of like when you're really into something, or you're, whether it be like self-improvement or like a certain passion that you have, and then just all of a sudden you just kind of shift out of it, whether it be because of like negative self-talk or anything like that. So it's more so kind of like coming to the realization like, oh my God, I do this, and every chance that I've had to fix it, I've never taken that chance. So this is the chance where I'm finally being like, I'm asking for help with this. Like,
In what way?
as far as
Because
like,
when cry for help normally sounds like you're at the end, like you're hanging on by a thread.
yeah,
So when you're using that terminology, because it sounds very angsty, let's be honest here.
of course.
So are you saying it in a way, because what it sounds like to me when someone says like cry for help, it kind of sounds like suicidal a little bit. So are you saying it is in like are you doing it in like a less dramatic way when you say cry for help?
Yes and no.
Should we call someone?
Definitely.
Do you need a support group or do you need
I
a promotion?
Fortunately, I already have that with my bandmates and my close friends, so I'm good. But
Beautiful.
yeah, but as far as like the level of it, it's very much just from the approach of like finally realizing the pattern of just being on and off and back again, reference to the chorus. When it comes to like just the way that you function, whether it be with your passion or trying to work on yourself, trying to build good habits, anything really. So it's more so just realizing like, oh my God, I keep going through this cycle and I need to stop it, but I don't know how. So now this is my cry for help. Like, what do I do?
Do you think that you couldn't like do it on your own? Do you think you always? Sorry, I'm trying to adjust this more.
All good.
Do you think you need another person or a team?
It depends on what it
Your
is.
bandmates. And the one is not here.
Yeah, for sure.
So?
No, I mean the bandmates especially have been a huge. They've been a very big part of like helping me just get the band started and like off the ground. Because, and Jared can definitely probably talk more about this, but I met them in like, well, I met Jared specifically in 2020, and now here we are, 2024, and our first song dropped in 2023. So
Yes.
to put into perspective, like how long I've basically had these guys string along, just waiting for stuff to come out. And despite that,
I feel that.
yeah, despite that, they've been extremely supportive and very like on board with everything,
Patient.
and patient, absolutely. So like, yeah, they very much have been a huge help and just the best support that anybody could ask for.
Yeah.
So
Next one. Skin deep is more than I'll admit. Explain. I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, you need to fucking tell me what it means now.
for sure. So skin deep is more than I'll admit, meaning that you really just basically have a mask, a facade. You don't want to admit to others what you're actually feeling inside. So just saying like skin deep is very much like, you know, what people can see. And even then where like, for example, if someone is looking at you and saying like, you look like you're sad or you look depressed. And even at that point, you're like, I'm not.
It's just my hair. What the
Yeah.
fuck? It's just my black eyeliner.
Yeah,
What the
like,
fuck?
am I actually depressed? Yes, but am I going to admit it? Hell no. So that's essentially what it means. Like skin deep is more than I'll admit.
So the last one, I'm trying to find. Okay, because I wanted to look into. You wrote a lyric that reminded me immediately of a lyric that I wrote. Because I'm a lyricist as well. So you wrote, wished away the pain that I lived with. I wrote a lyric that was, oh, to wish away the pain. It's called disassociating.
Are you about to serve me court documents right now?
I'll see you in court.
Yeah.
No,
Is this what this is leading to?
Bitch, you put it out first. You if anything, you can sue me. So I'm trying to find where. So I think I called it like something kind of silly, like princess disassociation or something like that. Princess disembodiment or something. It was back when I was
That's
like.
fucking metal as fuck. Princess disembodiment.
Oh really?
Hell yeah,
okay.
that's fucking metal,
Thank
dude.
you. I've never
I love
told
that.
I've never told anyone about that. There we go. Here we go. Princess disembodied. Oh, to wish away the pain. It's called disassociating. Won't miss the surprise invasions of space. A mystery might be insidious. Even a kiss unsolicited can suffocate countless risks we're scared to take. That's not good.
Bars.
Auto pain is called disassociating. Doors locked closed, one eye left open. I sit here anxiously in the same place. Still waiting for... Here's the thing. This is a different version. I wrote this in like 2018. Still waiting for a warmth to pervade and evaporate every puddle of fear. I lay in a pool that's slowly inflate. I think these were like partial like lyrics.
I feel like I'm in a slam poetry conversation right now. I'm like, when do we snap? Like, it's just like
That's cool, though.
Trust is a myth and mercy is a waste. Ooh, truth is a figment of imagination. Foolish forgiveness is just permission to be minimized into property and then erased. Oh my god, I was pissed.
This is intense.
I was pissed. Holy shit, I was pissed. A promise of safety seems like playing make-believe.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Bitch, I was sad. Okay, when did I write this? 2020? Oh, yeah, I was in quarantine. No wonder.
Yeah, that was.
Lonely much, yeah.
Oh, no wonder. That was some intense
Yeah,
shit.
that
But
was a time
Those
for
are
everybody.
Great lyrics though. They're super lots of imagery. You know.
I will show you some lyrics. I'm a great.
There's a bit of alliteration there that I definitely appreciate.
Oh, I love
Same.
bitch.
Fucking
Bitch,
same.
Have you listened to my podcast where I talked about how? Oh, that was my old podcast. That was the one with my old co-host. How I love alliteration. Like sometimes I write like kind of like a rapper, but I am like not a rapper like at all.
Yeah, no, I'm also a huge like fan of alliteration.
Yeah, like if you look at the everything about me, you'll see that I'm not a rapper. By the way, people were fucking clowning. Another drink. People were clowning on me for not naming my podcast The Finvasion. By the way, do you want another drink?
Yes, I promise I won't spill it this time.
I thought that was your reaction or opening the closet. I realized like, oh, you were pretending like you were actually gonna spill it. But okay, got it. You know, it's one of those scenarios where
Cheers.
as you explain it, it's actually not as funny anymore.
Yeah,
'Cause you have to
now that
explain
I
it.
think about it, I'm way less funny than I thought I was in my instinct.
Shut the.
I was gonna.
You
tell
are funny
that,
as hell. What the hell are you talking about,
I
dude?
was gonna tell you that I'm really glad I'm really honestly proud of you for realizing that on your own because I didn't want to have the chore.
I thought she was gonna say, "I'm really proud of you for being vulnerable with me,
Yeah.
telling me about your insecurities."
I did make it sound that way, didn't I? Oh God, I'm a bitch.
Thanks for sharing your insecurities, so now I can exploit them. That's basically what you're trying to say,
now
right?
Now I can go tee hee ha ha. And everyone point and laugh at the insecure sad boy Summer over here.
Yeah, okay, I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot for having me.
You're like, love the podcast, hate you. Oh Christ. Anyways, okay, so yes, back to the questions and not just about myself. So that was the last question about a lyric because I had to bring it up because it immediately reminded me of some of my own lyrics. Okay.
Are we the same person?
Oh my God, and
Oh
we're
my God.
both Libras and we're born in October.
Did we just become best friends?
Except I am younger, so I had to say it.
Yeah, I can, as a Libra, I can provide you advice for the next few years ahead of you.
How old do I look? We're gonna play a fun game of telling a woman how old she looks.
You can't be any older than 42? I'm just kidding. I would say.
And you can be any
what the
older.
That is so old. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? At least 41. No.
And you can be any older than dead in the next 30 minutes.
If I had to guess, I would say you're 25.
I was gonna say 26. And I'm not being that Price is Right person that's like $1 more. I swear.
25 and 3/4.
First of all, okay, listen, the tattoos age me. Let's be honest here. If
Yeah,
I
but
had,
you did say before we started recording that you got all the tattoos within a year. So that's.
But even before that, no. Here's the thing. First of all, my heart is like 14. I got a 21-year-old energy, a big 21-year-old just started drinking energy. Yes, in my opinion. And I've been told I got a 19-year-old face. I got these chubby cheeks.
You got kind of a baby face.
I think I have a baby face. Yes.
So what's the answer?
People normally think I'm like 22.
Okay.
So, therefore, energy is 22.
Okay, we'll go with 22.
Therefore, I look younger than you old hags.
The beard gives me some years.
Definitely give you some years, yeah. And apparently, shorter hair on women and darker hair makes you look younger. Because if you imagine like long blonde hair, you're like, oh, she's like 10.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Every single long hair blonde woman looks younger. No, but tattoos, dark hair, and to still have a baby face, right? Everyone thinks I have a baby face.
Right, yeah. The gun off camera is definitely not.
Well, what are you? No, I'm kidding. I'm too far. I'm gonna get canceled. Okay, on.
Totally off topic, but considering age, is it just me or do you ever watch Yes to the Dress?
I've never seen it.
Am I gay? Yes. No. Yeah.
If you are, that's totally okay. I don't know what you're implying with that question.
I'm just shit. You're right.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I haven't.
Okay, so never mind. Well, I was gonna say that if you ever watch the show, they'll show the person who's the bride to be, and obviously.
If I ever decide to be a loser, I'll let you know.
Sure. Definitely good to know. Yeah.
Anyways.
So yeah, the brides to be usually they'll show them at a separate interview. It'll be their age. I'm sorry, their name and then their age, and they look at least 35, 36, and when you look at it, it's 22. You're like,
and then you're like, okay, you need to make over stat.
Absolutely.
Forget the mayor's thing. You need to see a doctor.
It's not wrinkles. It's just the way they dress and look with their hair.
Yeah.
Was that a TLC show? I think that was on TLC, with what not to wear.
I don't know.
Right.
I watch it on YouTube, so I don't know where it was at this.
Are you
point.
watching on this place called YouTube.com?
www.
It's
A website that Drew Gooden invented?
Yeah, https:// www.youtube.com
www stands for World Wide Web.
/channel equals XQ1.
Oh
No,
my, okay, no,
kidding.
we've gone too far.
Yeah.
Too deep into it. Okay, so the next set of questions is non-Pacific. It's Atlantic. No, Atlantic Records. No, it's both of you guys can answer because I know the last ones were lyric specific, but as a lyricist myself, had to do it to him. So next one. The cover art for Perfect is giving Paramore. The cover art for Low in the Way I Am is clearly giving Blink-182's Greatest Hits.
Okay.
You know I'm right. I know
It's
my
the smile-
music.
The face, the little smiley face dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
with the
our-
tongue and everything. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Our, he's our boy. He's our
I'm
boy.
Florida's busiest music nerd. You should know.
Doing your homework. Yeah.
100%. No, not homework. Just knowing. Just
Yeah.
being a music goddess.
Hell yeah.
So what artist or band, if you had to pick one, do you most wish to work with?
Wow. Yeah, should I go first? Okay.
Go for it, man.
That's a really great question because there's so many great bands.
If you had to pick one, gun to your head.
Yeah.
Gun to my head.
Oh God. Especially right now, it's a weird time for this genre because I feel like a lot.
Ice Spice.
I-
No, I'm just kidding.
I would love. Were we? Not
We were talking about Ice Spice earlier
We
today.
were talking about how
Yeah.
we love Ice Spice. Yeah, but
if
anyways,
she did a cover of one of your songs, I'm sorry, it would slap.
that would be insane.
That would be the greatest moment of my life.
Yeah.
Why am I the way I am? Gra.
I think that if I could work with one artist in the context of Sick Enough, especially, I think a band like Simple Plan comes to mind. It's a band that like comes up for us a lot, just because I think there's like an undeniable like old school vibe to Eddie's songwriting. That's very reminiscent of like older pop punk. Yeah, and pop punk, people think of it as like this like super boring genre, but really there's a lot of different kinds.
Right.
So like in like the 2010s, you had bands like The Story So Far who kind of reinvented
Right.
pop punk into being a little bit more of a crossroads with like emo punk,
Mhm.
and even like some hardcore punk influences.
Yeah.
I think that as much as I love those bands, and I have another project that's sort of more in that vein, I think Sick Enough is like. I was having a conversation with someone else earlier this week, and the way I put it is it's like a modern, it's a classic old school product with like a modern contemporary twist.
That's what I said. Breathing new life into an old genre.
Exactly, and it's super high production quality, and very contemporary and in the now subject matter when it comes to like the lyricism. I think that a lot of people's experience over the COVID pandemic is something that Eddie's lyrics kind of tap into, feelings of like being lonely and you have a goal, angsty, and you guys were talking about lyrics earlier, and I am fascinated by lyrics as well, and I think that what this project really captures is some similar lyricism and subject matter that you see in bands like Simple Plan, but also Motion City Soundtrack,
Yellow
where it's not just about like a girl and like heartbreak, which is a subject matter that's like
I saw you in high school with that red dress on the dance floor.
and like I've been there. Like I have a ton of
crying in my room.
I think some of the best songs out there are inspired by like romance and stuff like that, but I think Eddie's lyrics are a little more specific to maybe mental health struggles or just like getting through the day and like and surviving a difficult day. And I see a lot of that in Motion City Soundtrack lyricism.
Awesome.
So I would love to work with Motion City or Simple Plan. I think both of those bands are in that same ballpark. That we fall into that category just because of our lyrical focus, and I say our, but I really mean Eddie's lyrical focus, because it's a little bit more of an intimate process.
Do you ever contribute to lyrics at all?
Not with Sick Enough so much, no.
But in my own private time, when I'm writing in my diary at night and doing poetry and crying on the teardrops on my guitar.
He does have his separate projects as well, like Last Disaster, for example. Strong recommend to check it out.
Sick name. Last Disaster. Bitch, that's sick.
I love obviously I came up with it. That's like my project. I'm like the front man for that project.
Okay.
So that's where I get most of my lyricism done. But I appreciate you saying that, because I like that it kind of rhymes, but it doesn't. Rhymes.
Last Disaster. It's 100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like a four.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
That reminded me of that meme of like the dog in the airplane. That's like hop,
It's ABAC. ABAC.
Yeah, so that's a long-winded way of kind of relating to the last series of questions, because I was kind of taking a backseat, but I really appreciate Eddie's lyricism, and I think that some of the bands that
I do too.
I think some of the bands that we really have in common when it comes to that like seriousness of the lyricism,
and people would group you with.
I think those two artists would be awesome to work with, Simple Plan and Motion City. They're a little more old school, but I think that's that's definitely something that gets me excited. The thought of working with bands like that.
For sure. No, I think he nailed it perfectly, especially with like the lyrical aspect of it. I kind of want to try to go for an approach that's like meant to focus more on the self, because like there's so many things about like heartbreak and romance that like I feel people have done much better jobs at depicting than I ever will. But I'm sure, I mean, there is one song that we have in the works that could potentially
That was going to be
tap
one of
into
my
that.
later questions.
Yeah, but I think I've always kind of like wanted to at least do one romance song, because it's like you can't.
Rite of passage.
You can't be in a band and not have a song, at least one about heartbreak.
Yeah.
But I was trying to figure out like from.
But you have to name it after a girl like Rosalina.
Yeah, or something like that.
Rosalina, why'd you break my fucking heart, baby girl?
Exactly.
In that red dress on the dance floor.
Yeah, for sure.
In high school.
Yeah.
You cheated on my math test and you never gave me fucking credit for it. Anyways, sorry.
No,
Very
for sure.
specific.
Yeah, so I've definitely been trying to figure out like how can I approach this, but like from the perspective of like Sick Enough, and I think we did a pretty good job with it. The song itself, I mean, I could say what it is. The song is called Trauma. So
Trauma?
yeah,
You should name it Trauma King.
Trauma King.
Yeah, like instead of Trauma Queen.
Actually,
You're like, I appreciate the input, not doing it. That's just an idea from a fellow musician songwriter. If you care about women's input.
yeah. That's great. Anyway,
female input. If you care. I didn't know if you didn't.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Yeah.
Just if you respect women, blink 3 times.
And again, don't let the gun
Eyes
off
wide open.
Don't let the gun off camera pointing towards us.
Getting frame? Yeah, okay.
Don't let that influence your answer.
Oh, Christ. Continue.
So, but going back to like your question.
Had to pick one.
Selfishly, of course, My Chemical Romance. But if I had, there's just so many. Like, there's so many, like, of course, like the artists that we grew up with, but then also a lot of bands that are up and coming that I'm just thinking, like, fuck, I would love to work with these guys at some point or another.
Up and coming. Because that was one follow-up question was, do you think that pop punk was or maybe still is like a dying genre?
No.
Like it used to be, because in the 90s there was it was it, but you turn on any radio station right now, it's just rap music all the time, trap, some pop. I think, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I think one person who's bringing back like punk a little bit is like Olivia Rodrigo. She be getting those Paramore vibes.
That is not like a hot take at all.
Oh, thank you.
I think that's she's very much heavily influenced by that.
She's killing it. She's
Absolutely.
really talented, especially so young.
I struggle to think of exact artist names right now, but I think that you see pop punk being an influence.
Emulated
I see other genres drawing influence from pop punk. Like you see a lot of like rap artists and like SoundCloud rap, if you want to call it that.
Yes, you can tell they love it.
They're incorporating guitar and other like distorted guitars and drum. They're like incorporating drum kits.
Distorted guitars for sure, yes, and drum kits.
Whereas before you would have like these totally digitized MIDI drums, and then, they're still using MIDI drums, not to get like lost in the weeds of the the tool.
And like all synthesizers and pads.
Yeah, they're building it up to kind of give that wall of sound that is reminiscent of like a punk band. They want that punk energy. I think that a lot of SoundCloud rappers and rappers in general are kind of exploring
and
that
they
world.
brought back Sad Boy Summer like lyrics.
Yeah, similar.
And then a bunch of them fucking died, like X and like Juice WRLD and
even
like
Lil
that.
Peep. Like Lil Peep was a
Peep.
really young dude who was clearly influenced by bands like Nirvana and these greats from the 90s and early 2000s. So even if pop punk itself is at the very least changing, I don't think it's fair to say that it's dying, because
I think it's on a resurgence. I think
Absolutely.
it was dying.
It's definitely a resurgence.
Good point.
And to add to that point, like aside from obviously rap and kind of going more to implementing instruments, I'm seeing a lot of pop punk bands starting to implement more hip hop elements like trap beats, things like that.
It's overlapping.
Yeah, there's a lot of fusion happening now, and I'm so down for it. I love it. It's amazing.
We're actually, I think some of our newer ideas have kind of touched into those more experimental, trap beat type stuff. We mess around a little bit with
for
that
sure.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like we like lightly dipped our toes into it when there's other bands that are doing it in a much more like interesting,
way.
creative way.
Yeah.
Like for first and foremost for me, Magnolia Park is like the perfect example.
Yeah.
That they really have found a way to really fuse those things together in a way that I think nobody else can.
That band is awesome. That
Yeah.
band is so sick.
Yeah. So that's another example of like an up and coming band that I would love to work with.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of, we were talking about the genre kind of coming back. I will save my opinions on this artist because I've never brought this up to a band before, but now since you guys are specifically in the genre,
fresh off the press, let's go.
this is a new question because a lot of times I ask bands, like I will get specific about their music, obviously, like I will.
For sure.
But specifically with like the fun questions, like the first segment, I'm like, I want to know this about everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
ranch, sour cream, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when I get into this, so I've just never even thought of asking this before, but and then when we were talking about pop punk and like the resurgence and everything, there's one artist who has been dipping their toe into pop punk, and I want to know what you think, and I'll save my opinions for after.
Oh, I think I know what she's gonna say, but go ahead.
Uh-oh, looks like I'm leaving y'all off on a cliffhanger. So this was, again, one of those interviews that went on for a little bit too long. We had a little bit too much fun, and my limit for podcast episodes is somewhere between an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. And this interview went on for over 2 hours. So I am going to be saving part 2 for later this month, and you can hear more from Sick Enough Band. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Look forward to part 2, where I will pick up right where I left off on that cliffhanger. Thank you guys so much for listening, and as always, if you feel like you don't fit in on this earth, don't worry, you are out of this world.